Hi everyone, it's good to be back here. Happy New Year, happy new month, right? If you're just joining, welcome. Amazing, thank you. Hi everyone, welcome to the Counselor's Corner with Ruth Gbenro. I am a certified Child and Adolescent Counselor and a teens coach. Today, we're going to be diving at a very important topic, understanding your child's love language and the implication. So, hey, I want to call your friends and your family members to come join us for this exciting show tonight. Okay, but before we dive into the topic for today, I am introducing so many segments, right? Possibly, okay, sometimes we'll be looking at the emotion games, other times the grateful heart, mindful practice, right? But hey, just relax and then enjoy. We'll be treating trending topics that relates to parenting and teenagers. You don't want to miss that. Other times, of course, it could be relationship though. The overall goal is that you will thrive emotionally, mentally, and most importantly, know how to bond with your children and teenagers and become stronger and more resilient families. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the emotional games. As we move on, it's going to be a game of fun, but I will do the introduction today so that you know what the emotions game is all about. What is emotions? I think that's what we want to start with, right? So emotions are feelings that affect the way we think, act, or even how our body responds. I go there, good to see you. Okay, so there are ways our brain tells us what's happening around us. So for instance, when you're happy, there's a smile on that face, right? Yes, so it means that something good has happened to you. Now, at other times, you could be sad or you could be angry, and then what is your brain telling you? That maybe there is something that's making you feel healthy or something, important that you must pay attention to. Okay, so why do emotions matter? Why do emotions matter? Now, emotions help us to connect with others. They make us feel good. They make us aware of what is happening around us. Okay, now it also helps us understand our needs. For instance, if you're feeling lonely, what does that tell you? That you need more connection, right? Now, and you know that when we connect with others, it makes us happy. And then, of course, we want to share. Now, for instance, if you're sad, then it means there's something that has happened. You may just need a hug, to make you feel better. Okay, and then moving forward, we're looking at, as humans, as parents, as teachers, we have students around us, we have teenagers around us. Why is it important that you understand your own emotions? And why is it that it's important that you understand the emotions of the children around you? Now, the truth is, once we're able to manage our emotions better, then of course we can handle life better. Now, if your emotions are too big and you can't deal with them, hey, it's okay to feel overwhelmed, but that's why you could always ask for help. Now, how does emotions connect? How do you connect emotions with your children? There are three key things I'll be talking about today, right? Now, for emotions, I want you to know that emotions communicate. So there's a message that every emotions try to pass. Okay, for instance, if your children are frustrated or they are withdrawn, you think they're train tantrums, right? Yes, you see them maybe banging doors or slamming the doors, getting angry. It's not just okay to say when you are angry, come back when you're ready to talk. Again, there's something you're trying to communicate, right? So our emotions, and then the emotions our children display or our teenagers display just sends a message. Now, when we understand that emotions is trying to pass a message across to us, and of course we want to respond with empathy. We want to respond with empathy, instead of judging them or reacting to what they have done or what they will be doing. Right. One good way you want to help your children is, when you think they felt something bad or they are feeling overwhelmed. Of course, they go to school, they are back and they're so tired, they have piles of assignment, and then someone is saying I'm frustrated or it's too big. Okay, you don't just dismiss their emotions. Don't forget that all emotions are valid. All emotions are valid, and then it's okay for them to be angry, it's okay for them to be frustrated, but we can help them deal with it. Okay, why emotions matter? So emotions help us to be able to know how to react and relate with our kids. One, our kids are always watching us, right? Emotional regulation is that path of emotions that helps you automatically help your children or your teenagers deal with how to handle their emotions. Okay, so when you know what emotions are, now that you know what it does, so when you see your children throwing tantrums, or as it were, you now are able to help them regulate it. Okay, so it's not okay to say because you're angry you're breaking things or you're scattering things, but by naming their emotions, by you as a parent modeling the right path for them, they're able to see that, hey, this is part of the world. This event has happened, but I can, through emotional resilience and self-control, be able to bounce back. At the end of the day, what do we get? We have stronger bonds. Yes, because so many things that happen as a result of miscommunication. Somebody is saying A and you're interpreting B, right? Now, once you're able to listen, once you're able to validate your child's feeling, no matter how hard it is, then of course the children, they will feel seen, they will be heard, and of course once they know that they are valued, that strengthens the bonds. And finally, we have mental health. There is no way I would have ended this without referring to mental health. Now, once our children are able to navigate their emotions, once you as an adult, you're able to navigate your emotions, it helps you to reduce stress, right? Yes, and of course, you build self-awareness, and then you are lower risks of getting depressed or even being anxious, looking at anxiety disorder now, right? So, once you teach your children or your teenagers how to handle stress, it builds their confidence, all right? And then, of course, as they go along with their schoolwork, with their career path, even if life throws so many challenges to them, they're able to bounce back. Why? Emotional intelligence, right? Now, don't always dismiss your children's emotions. Like I said, all emotions are valid. Hi Daniel, good to see you. Thank you for joining today. Now, for instance, I'll just give an example and then we move to the other segment. Okay, so for instance, if your child learns to say, I feel left out, and then you are trying to what has happened, right? Now, instead of you getting angry to say, why are you angry? At times we parents get angry, our kids are angry. Right? Yes, you get angry, okay, so what has happened to you? Are you the first or are you the last? Now, if we are able to listen to them, that's what emotion does. Because don't forget, it tells you what is happening with you, the emotions of your children, and how they display. It tells you what is happening with them. Now, once you're able to read and understand it, then of course you can help them deal with it. Right? So instead of you just staying in one corner, or your child staying in one corner, sobbing, and then no one is understanding what is happening. By the time you're able to understand the emotions and how it happens, and of course you can help them deal better. Now, as we go, we'll continue with this line of thought, but we will be playing a game. Don't forget that the segment is the emotions game. I just wanted to throw more light on it so that as we go, you understand what it is. Now, for you, what emotion are you feeling now? That's the game. So as you listen to me, if you get to this part, you're catching a replay. What emotions are you feeling now? We have over 40, some school of thought we say 26, some say 40, some say over 100 and something emotions, right? Yeah, so what emotions are you feeling now? Are you happy? Are you sad? Maybe you want to draw an emoji. You know, we have emojis now on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Instagram. We have emojis. Some of us don't know the meaning of those emojis, but hey, those are emotions, right? So at this point, I want you to drop the emotions of how you are feeling now. So how are you feeling now? I want you to drop that emoji. I want you to drop a word, to tell me how you are feeling. Okay, and so we move on to the next segment. And this time around, we're going to be looking at the grateful parts. Again, it's a game. Looking around you, this is a new month, 2nd of March. And for some of us, we're like, what is there that I should be grateful for? What is there that I should be grateful for? But again, if you want to think about it, and of course, you really know that you have so many things to be grateful for. Now, I'm going to be asking us, if you have a journal, you want to write it down. So today, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? Right? What are you grateful for? I want you to write that out, and then to move to the hot topic for today. We're going to be moving to the hot topic for today, and the hot topic says understanding your child's love language and implications. Yes, that is the topic we have for today. Now, you know that our children express and receive love in different ways. We have the 5 love languages, right? We have the word of affirmation, we have physical touch, we have quality time, acts of service, and gifts. Those are the 5 love languages we have according to Gary Chapman, right? If you have a book, you want to grab it. 5 love languages for children. It's a very beautiful book. Now, when you understand your child's love language and you are able to meet their emotional needs, and of course, talk about family bond. One, of course, you understand your child better, and then you will strengthen your bond. Now, so you just imagine that a teen or a child around you whose primary love language is quality time. Now, when you spend 10 minutes of focus and attention with them, of course, you know that you're building trust and openness. But now, imagine instead of spending quality time with these teenagers, imagine that you're buying gifts instead. Would they say thank you? Yes. Would they like the gift? Yes. But would they have preferred just spending time with them, giving them undiluted attention? Hey, this is what we are going to be looking at today in understanding our child's love language and the implication. Okay, so what is love language? Let's start from there. What is love language? A love language is the way someone feels most loved and appreciated. So everybody wants to be loved, everybody wants to be appreciated. But the way I want to be loved is and will be different from the way somebody else wants to be loved. Now, if you have 3, 4, 5 children, the way they want to be loved will be different, right? Don't say, don't show love to these 5 children, 4 children in the same way, right? Because they receive love differently. Now, most times when we want to show love to people, if you're married, maybe to your husband, if you're a mom, maybe to your wife, hi mommy, I see you, right? We want to show them love in the way that we think or we want to receive love, right? But this is not always the case. So love language is the way someone feels most loved and appreciated. Now, so if you want to understand how people receive love, how they want you to give them love, then of course you must pay attention to what we're going to discuss tonight. And today we're looking at how we can show love to our children. Now, don't forget that I said love language, once spoken rightly, then of course it makes that child, it makes that teenager to feel special. Okay? Now, there are 5 love languages, and I'll be picking them one by one. Words of affirmation. Number 1, words of affirmation. Just like it's saying words. You are affirming them. Hi, Counselor Annie, good to see you. Okay? So, this love language, which is words of affirmation, is all about kind and encouraging words. Now, people whose primary love language is words of affirmation, they feel loved, they feel valued, they feel heard, when you use words to build them up. Now, words are powerful, words are strong. So people whose primary love language, the way they want to receive love is through words of affirmation, then of course they will hold every word you say there to them. For instance, you can tell that teenager, you can tell your children that you are proud of them. After they've tried their best, the test result is out, they've submitted their projects, exams time, and then you're just telling them, I'm proud of you. Trust me, such children, such teenagers, they will be feeling on top of the world, right? Now, leaving a sweet note in their lunch, a love note, a sweet note in their lunch box or school bag. Just imagine that teenager opens their lunch box in school and they are seeing a love note just from you. Now, also if you compliment them by saying, hey, you're kind, you've done a great job, and of course they will be happy, right? Now, words of affirmation. Now, which of your children love that? Which of them have you noticed that when you say words to them makes their head big, right? Yeah, so of course, if you're a teacher, which of your students, right? Which of your students appreciates kind words? Okay. And number 2 would be acts of service. Acts of service. So this love language is about showing love through actions. Showing love through actions. You want to help them with some things, you want to care for them, you want to help them in doing things. They love that you are involved. Now, so such children, for instance, will be happy if you help them tie their lace, help them, there's this doing things together. They love it. For example, now imagine you're making their favorite meals for them, and then of course you're doing it together. Okay, it could just be something that they really love and care about. Okay, so when we have a broken shoe, it could be anything. It could be washing plates, it could be sweeping together. Once you get involved with them doing it together, then of course they will be happy. So if you have that child who always wants you to do things with him or her, and of course you want to get to that child's primary love language, it's acts of service. Okay. Number 3 is receiving gifts. Yes, every child loves gifts, right? But there are some children and some teenagers who would prefer gifts than the others. Okay, so they feel love more, they feel more valued, they feel more seen if you give them gifts. Of course, when it comes to the love language of receiving gifts, it is not the gift that matters. It is the thoughts behind the gift. Mommy just went out to the supermarket and she got me a gift when coming back. Daddy traveled, as he was coming back, he bought me a gift. Daddy was coming back. It's just the thoughts, right? So it must not be expensive. So for children like that, for teenagers like that, how do you want to surprise them? So you're coming back from school, they are coming back from school, and then they are meeting something special. It could be chocolates, it could be sweet. Hey, it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be expensive, right? Now, give them, and then I think the consistent nature of it also makes it count. Now, so you don't really just give, maybe it's their birthday, or maybe when it's Christmas time. So for children whose primary love language is receiving gifts, and of course you want to do it regularly. Okay, the fourth love language is quality time. Our children, our teenagers, whether we like it or not, even if they like our gifts, they also want us to be present. Okay, you have to be present. So this has been saying that no matter the love language of your child or your teenager, please be present. Okay, but for quality time, this love language is about giving someone your full undivided attention. Once you are with your child, for example, and you're pressing your phones while they are talking to you, you're watching film, they're saying something, and then at the end of the day you're saying, what did you say? And you want to repeat yourself. That is not full, that is not an undivided attention, right? So for children whose primary love language is quality time, say that 10 minutes, say that 15 minutes, if you can spend it with them, and of course without interruption, and of course you'll be able to get them. Okay, so we want to play games together. We have board games, we have puzzles, we have maybe going on the street and then you're strolling down. It helps them. They know that they are seen, they know they are valued. Okay, so you want to put your phone away. You want to really sit down and say, hey, my child, my teenager, please come, let's talk. How was school? What happened to you? How is your friend? You know what has happened? You know, it's just undivided attention. Let them see you. And then number 5, which is the final love language. We've talked words of affirmation. We talked about acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and now number 5 is physical touch. Now this love language is about bonding with your children by physical connection. So it's not just about hug, but any kind of comforting touch. So you're scratching the head of that child, you're hugging the child, you're giving the child a pat on the back. You know, so for children whose primary love language is physical touch, and of course your hands has to be gentle on them. And so when you give a high five after an achievement, they're coming back from school, they're giving a high five, you know, you're rubbing their back, you're patting them, it shows that you care about them. Now, what are the implications? For a child whose primary love language, for instance, is word of affirmation, words are strong, right? Now, if that child who is supposed to be hearing, I am proud of you, well done from you, because words are big for you. Imagine now you insulting that child, you saying words that are not suiting, words that are not empowering. How do you think that child would be? Some children are very emotional, and so when you say words to them, trust me, everyone including adults, right? Words are dear to them. But people whose primary love language is word of affirmation, they are very strong on words. Let me give an example. Now you could say some children, you could call them names. Some would call you back, some will get angry, some will just leave you. But there are some 2 weeks after, 1 month after, for the rest of their life, they will always remember that my mommy said, my daddy said, that teacher said, right? And they will always think of it. And so if you also tell them that I am proud of you, I know you will go places. Even when things are not so good with them, that word, I am proud of you, I will go places, you know, they always remember. It will ring with them. Okay, and so let's go to physical touch. Fingers are the two I would really want to hammer on. Now, children whose primary love language is physical touch, it means that they love to be held, right? They love that you hug them. Now imagine you using that hand to beat them, either with cane, you know, or with, you know, you slapping or hitting them. Now for every child, of course, that is child abuse, that is wrong. But the children whose primary love language is hug, is physical touch, imagine what damage you will do to them emotionally when you hit them with that same hand you're supposed to be using to comfort them, right? Okay, now the next question you want to ask me is, how do I identify my child's love language? How do I know that this is my teen's love language? Now, to raise a balanced child, to raise a balanced teenager, to raise a teenager who will be awesome, all children, every child is supposed to experience all 5 love language. You're supposed to be trained in all 5 love language. You're supposed to have a good dose. You're supposed to have a good dose of all languages, right? Now, both, however, we see that 1 or 2 may be the primary love language, may be stronger than the rest, and it's fine, right? So they have healthy dose of all, but could have a primary and then a secondary love language. Do you get me? Yes. Now, so how do we go about knowing the love language of our children? Okay, so my network is back. Thank you. I got okay, so how do we know, how to figure out? You want to observe how they show love. So your children around you, your teenagers around you, how do they show love? You want to observe that, right? So because they are children, they are kids, most times they show you love the way they want to receive love, right? So when you hear a child constantly saying, "Mommy, I love you," "Daddy, I love you," then of course you want to feel that, right? Their main love language is words of affirmation. They are always saying it, right? Now, for those who will always ask you to pay attention to something, "Mommy, come, I want to talk to you. Mommy, let's see a movie together," you know, so there's a probability that their love language is quality time. Once a child is starting to say, "Mommy, help me with it. Can you help me with this? Can we do it together?" The probability that that child's love language is out of service. Now, you want to, a child that always surprises you with gifts might also want to be surprised with gifts, okay? And you want to listen to what they're saying, you want to listen to what they are doing. So basically, you want to observe. That's number 1. Observe how they give out love, okay? And you want to watch their reactions. And then number 2, you want to try out, experiment, right? You want to try out different love languages. All of these I've said. You might want to tell yourself that every day or every time I will try out all of these, and then let me find out which of them the child will react better to. So you want to try out. And number 3, you want to ask them questions. If you have, especially teenagers, how do you want me to express love to you? How do you want me to show it, right? So if you have teenagers, you can actually ask questions. And then number 4 is for you to go for an assessment. As a teens counselor and coach, I have been trained on how to administer and read many assessments, psychological tools when it comes to children. One of the assessments I can run for you, their parents, is the love map assessment. That's what we call it, right? Love map assessment. Of course, this would show your child's primary love language and of course all of it. Okay, so you want to reach out for yes, you want to send a DM to get that test. Okay, now as we draw this curtain today, I believe you've learned something. You want to share with your friends and colleagues, want to invite them. We'll be meeting every Sunday at 8 a.m. Thank you for joining me today at the Counselor's Corner. Remember that when you understand your child's love language, and of course you can transform their relationship with you. Okay, now remember that when your child's emotional tank is not full, then there's every tendency that they will keep looking for that love. Okay, so when we're able to bond with our children, and of course we will reduce conflict, we're able to build their self-esteem and create a safe space for them to open up, to talk to us. Now, if you need specialized guidance, if you need counseling, if you want to book a session with your favorite counselor, Ruth Gbenro, now I come your way again. Have an amazing day, and don't forget, an amazing week, right? And don't forget that together we can build stronger and happier families. If you want to follow me on YouTube, please subscribe. Yes, I follow Ruth Gbenro, and then on Instagram, Ruth Gbenro. Until I come your way again next week, take care. Bye.